So what qualifies someone to be inducted into the Marketing Supervillain Hall of Fame? While marketing supervillains do no real evil, they do live by a strict code, which you can read about on the manifesto page of our website. However, today's marketing genius and supervillain's life lies so closely in connection with the actual comic book definition of a supervillain, we're going to take a little leeway and have a little fun, as it's hard not to point out the obvious connections. If you owned a television set in the 80s or 90s, I guarantee you know who today's inductee is. I'm also fairly positive that you've never been able to point out the parallels between this person's life and the actual life of a supervillain.
Set it and forget it. $18.99. What do you think of that?
Ron Popeil, a man that became famous by inventing and pitching endless products on late-night infomercials. As a child, I didn't learn about Ron through late-night television, but instead through Weird Al, who parodied Ron and his crazy creations in the song titled Mr. Popeil. Yet, later on I learned that Weird Al actually wrote that song about Ron's product-pitching father, Sam. Ron heard it, took it, and adopted it for himself and began using it in his introductions. Now we all know supervillains need their own theme song, and the fact that Ron stole his makes him even more of a supervillain. Next up, Ron's autobiography was entitled The Salesmen of the Century. Not very humble and braggadocious. Supervillain check number 2. We all know that marketing supervillains have a distinct origin story in their business life, but Ron, however, actually rose from the ashes of a tumultuous childhood. His mother was actually arrested for plotting to murder his father. But wait, there's more. 2 years after being released from prison, the couple actually remarried. A mysterious, tumultuous, and outlandish origin story. Supervillain check number 3. Operators are standing by. Set it and forget it. But wait, there's more. Supervillains all need a catchphrase, and Ron has multiple ones that have been woven into the fabric of pop culture and seared into our memories. Catchphrases. Marketing supervillain checkmark number 4. At the time of his death, Ron was worth well over $200 million. And aside from accumulating a mass fortune, he left behind a loving wife who was a former Fredericks of Hollywood lingerie model. We supervillains know that the opposite of sex are always attracted to a life of danger. Add in a history of some mad scientist-style exploding kitchens, and even an invention or two that were so crazy they were banned by the US government, I think it's safe to say that Ron is indeed a marketing supervillain. And today, Ron, your legions salute you. Thanks for watching, but remember, in order to continue to have access to the inside of the giant killer robot studio, you have to like, share, and subscribe. And if you happen to know someone that should be inducted into the Marketing Supervillain Hall of Fame, let us know in the comments below, and we'll be in touch.